Good morning, all. Today we are going to discuss Module 2A, where we are going to cover portion organizing and staffing. Organizing, as per the Allen, the term organizing is the process of identifying and grouping of the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing the relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together in accomplishing their objective, individuals, and objective as a whole of the organization. As per Sherwood, an organization is a pattern of ways in which large numbers of people have to intimate face-to-face contact with all other and engage in the complexity of tasks. They relate themselves to each other in the conscious, systematic establishment and accomplishment of maturity mutually agreed upon the purpose. Hence, as per the above definition, the corporations, armies, schools, colleges, hospitals, churches, and prisons, etc. are all organizations. Organizing continuation in this. Organization is in which the behavior of all people is structured in formal or informal based upon function of the executive. Organization implies to a formalized intentional structure of roles or position. It refers to the nature and contents of organization roles and responsibility of people working together. Hence, roles of people to be filled intentionally designed to ensure that all the activities matching or fitting with the people experience, background, and skill, so that people can work smoothly, effectively in group of achieve some objective. Process of organizing. There are 6 steps in terms of differentiation and integration of the process of organizing. Differentiation means the process of departmentation or segmentation of like activities on the basis of some homogeneity, and whereas integration is the process of achieving unity of effect among the various departments, segments, or subsystems. Considering the objective. Objective determines the various activities which need to be performed and the type of organization which be built for the purpose. Process of organizing continuation. Next is grouping the activities. After considering the objective, next step is identifying the activity necessary to achieve them and to group the closely related and deviated into the department sections. Like deciding which department will be key department, it has to be decided that which department has to play key activity. Activity is essential for fulfillment of goal. Such key department demands key attention from other department merely to follow the decision taken by this key department. Like in our college, the computer science is the key department, with the head of the HOD was vice principal, and he was taking one step ahead of others department, and whatever he was making strategy, that will be putting to the principal, and same time that will be approved by rest of the department. Determining the level at which various types of decisions are to be made. Determinations of the span of management. Span, how much span, in the sense we have already discussed the area of the responsibility and role to be given to the people, number of people working under one department head, that known as span of management. Setting up a coordination mechanism. Principles of organization. As per FPL Bridge, there If there is a systematic approach for the formation of source and efficient organization structure, some principles are to be sought by top management. Main principles are given below. These are the things: specializations, span of control, exception, scalar principles, unit of command. Everybody should work in one direction. Delegation should be proper. Responsibilities to be defined for everyone. Authority, how much authority and control to be given to everyone of faculties or HOD or principal. Efficiency, simplicity, of course, required for the coordination of the work. Flexibility, it is required for the decision what we have to do. Sometimes decision has to be changed, that time we need flexibility. If the budget is not there, then we can buy, requirement is of 50 computers, but if the budget and admission is not there, so definitely we can go for less number of computer for the budget of some particular department. So that is flexibility of the computer and devices. Balance, unit of directions, yes, it should be unique. Mono directions, it should be unique directions. Everybody should work in same directions, same aim, same objective of the organization. Personability, acceptability, people should accept without any hesitation, without any argue of the top of the management delegations. Okay, they are stated. Types of organization. There are following types of organization: structure like formal, informal, already we told. Collateral organizations, this is type of organization who deals with the routine of well-accepted problem of classical structure. Non-routines or ill-structured problems of the organic behavior, structure of innovation and change, such as launching new product lines or new marketing strategy. The concepts of collateral organization: a manager should develop a collateral mode of functioning to which he should shift or operate in tandem with the problem. Virtual organizations. The organization has no office as such because it executes with the mobile phone and laptop computers, and online booking orders can work at any place and any time. Okay, so these are the virtual. They don't have physically any office or campus. They work on computers, all secretary, everything. They are working on computers only, and so that they are saving the money of premises also in rent or money to pay to build the organization. There are many key attributes of the virtual organizations. Now, departmentation. Already we discussed differentiation of activities, roles and responsibilities, by whom, and we are making like-minded people into or activities, job or tasks which is unique, that we are making into one particular department. So horizontal differentiation of tasks and activities called departmentation. It is the process of segmentation or departmentalization of activities or function into department like production, finance and marketing, etc., needed for a particular organization on the basis of some homogeneity. Department can be defined as a defined area, a division or a branch, or an organization over which the manager has authority for the performance of the specific activity. Considering the various activity, grouping or differentiation of the activity, determinations of roles and responsibility of the people based upon the skills, experiences and background, determining the span of control of each manager, head of the department. Hence, horizontal differentiation of tasks activity is called departmentation. Committee and centralization and decentralization. There are advisory committee with the 2 or more members to work on to take a decision which is cannot be reached to the conclusion of any problems then we form the committee. There are following committee, like I told: advisory committee. They are only to advise. They are not having any authority to recommendations. Execute committee. They are taking the decision and giving recommendations to operate, to take in the organizations. Centralization versus decentralization of authority and responsibility. It is one of the important steps used in organizing. Determining the centralization or decentralization of authority or responsibility of each department has to be decided by the manager. Giving more authority to the subordinate in terms of power, roles and importance in the organization is known as decentralization of authority. Means, if head of the department, if you see more on centralizations, definitely he is having more control. If it is decentralization, means he is giving liberty, okay, more power, more authority to the people, more area of operation, more number of people under him. So decentralizations, other hand, having himself more span of control in terms of power is known as centralization. Okay, it should not be extreme centralization and extreme decentralization. This can be achieved with appropriate span. An ideal number of subordinates directly reporting the manager is always good. Span of management. Many times this word has come. Span of management can be referred as span of control in terms of span of supervision, span of authority, span of responsibility. In general, it indicates the number of subordinates who report directly to the manager. Span of management also refers to the efficiently utilization of manager and effective performance of their subordinates. Span of control are wide span. Managers are overstraining themselves, and so their subordinates are receiving little guidelines, less control. It is wide span. Means giving more power to the subordinates. In this case, you can relate that this relate to decentralization. Okay. Narrow span. Managers are underutilized and their subordinates are over control. Hence, span should be optimized and ideal number of subordinates direct report to the manager. But narrow span means more control. It relates to the centralizations of the term. MBO and MBE, management by exception. MBO, management by objective. So far we have come to term of management is art, science, profession, planning, all PODC, planning, organizing, other functions. But we should know what is MBO. MBO is management by objective. This was proposed by Peter Drucker in 1954 and imposed later several times. Management over objective must be driven by clear-cut objective from high level to low level. Objective are nothing but the desired end of the management. There are 4 types of objective: long-term, short-term, tangible, intangible. Tangible, which is can be measured, and intangible, which cannot be measured. The performance of the all employees on subordinate in the organization are measured directly against the actual achievement of these objectives. In other words, the actual result of achievement is measured against the expected result, which each manager is responsible for it, and therefore it is called management by result. Advantage of MBO are end result, better coordination, directions, weak link, short-term, long-term goals, reduces wastage, all the advantage of management by objective. Any management we look at directly to the objective, what we are doing, what we have to do, whether it is going towards to achieve our objective, that is known as management, okay, by objective. Disadvantage is no flexibility and difficulties in the solution. That end, thank you very much.